We got Juan Archuleta back here on the program. He's going to be taking on UFC veteran Robbie Peralta at Bellator 201 on June 29th. Juan, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Good, good. Just chilling, enjoying some nice sun out here in SoCal. So
Yeah, I'm a little jealous. I'm not going to lie. It's a bit cloudy here in Toronto, but nonetheless, you got obviously a great training camp and everything. You just wrapped up practice today, am I right?
yeah, with the man right here, Dwayne Ludwig.
What we got? How we doing, sir?
What's
James
up,
Lynch.
Dwayne? How you doing?
Good to buddy. Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you too, man.
Good job. Good job.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
Oh yeah, good shit. You gotta
Awesome.
get
Yeah.
down here.
All right.
So
Good stuff.
yeah, we're out here just worked on some game planning with the man himself. So yeah, camp's going good.
Awesome. That's great to hear, man. Now, let's talk about your debut because a lot happened in that. You're supposed to fight Zach Church, and then you end up fighting William Joplin. Just take me back to that week and sort of the chaos of, maybe you were fighting, maybe you weren't. How did that all come together with you fighting William Joplin?
Yeah, it was I was very excited and stoked on my Bellator debut. Really to go out and prove myself once again out on a bigger level. And the opponent switch kind of was worried about if they were going to be able to find short notice fight or not because my career sometimes people pull out and they don't find a replacement, so I end up not fighting. So that was kind of a worrisome that I had. And once they found someone after that, it was just like history. It was like, okay, now I get to fight, showcase what I've been working on with Dwayne, TJ, Coach Munoz and everything. So was able to shine that night, and it was awesome.
Yeah, it was a dominating win. I mean, from bell to bell, you really went out there and put on a great showing. Were you happy with your performance in that fight, especially it being your Bellator debut?
Yeah, very happy. Joe Daddy Stevenson, who's my head coach, he was, made a good game plan and was able to stick to it, put the pressure on, high level output of offense, what we want, in our fights is to wear the guy down, push your pace, and dictate the pace. And I felt like I was able to do that in dominant performance, even with breaking my hand within the first minute of the second round.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Okay, so you had to overcome some adversity in that fight.
Yeah, right away. Once I threw an uppercut on him, I knew why they called him the armadillo right after that, because he had a hard head, so it broke my hand.
How long was the recovery on the hand injury?
It was about 2.5 months. I got cleared the other day. So just I've been getting back into it since.
For sure. And you got a great fight here. You must have been pretty excited when you found out you were fighting Robbie Peralta. He's a UFC vet. He fought in World Series of Fighting. Just thoughts when you initially got the opponent. You must have been pretty stoked.
Yeah, when you go against guys like that have been in the UFC or have made a name for themselves, it always brings a level of competition up and gets you excited to train for. I trained with the UFC champion, Cub Swanson, who's top 5 in the UFC for the featherweights, and many other guys out of our gym that fight UFC and Bellator. Train with those guys. It already boosts your morale up, and to be able to go in there and fight a guy like Robbie, it's going to be an honor. Total belief in what Joe Daddy game plans for TJ and Cub, and of course Dwayne and Mark as well. Getting me ready to attack this guy from all angles.
Yeah, one of the cool things I like about what you got going on is you have sort of like a super camp. You bring sort of all the forces together. You guys help each other out. It's a really kind of non-traditional way of training and everything like that. How has camp gone? Leading into this fight.
It's going awesome. You got a group full of guys that are non-egotistical, that just go in there, want to train and work hard and be the best in the world, to get better in martial arts every day, having a coach leading us like Dwayne Ludwig, whose full belief is martial arts, not just winning fights. It's actual martial arts and the respect of martial arts, the responsibility of martial arts, and just being a better person, So having a guy leading the way like that, and Mark Munoz, who has a lot of character himself, and a humble man, and just so he just has so much pride in what he does. It just makes you believe, it just makes you believe every day that you're in here, that you're training with the best, and that you're becoming the best. So putting yourself in a position like that, it's it's a blessing. It's a blessing from God for sure, because to put all these guys in one room, and to add on top strength and conditioning coach that knows what they're doing, knows how to game plan for your weight cut, and it's just having a professional team. There's no other way to explain it. Having a real professional team to come in here and just train and focus on training, it makes our job a lot easier.
And I know TJ had his fight announced a little while back, but I know he also became a father. So how much has he been part of this camp? Because I know I'm sure he had to take some time off, with dad duties.
Yeah, absolutely. See you guys later. Yeah, he's still in here training. He's definitely the best training partner I've had in my whole career of wrestling and MMA. He pushes me every day, and we're pretty much brothers now. So we're there for him. Anything happens with him, he takes the time off, and then he's right back in with here helping me. Same, likewise with me. As soon as I could get my hand cleared, I was in here helping him, preparing for his fight. We just push each other. It's just like a iron sharpen iron analogy, and that's how me and him thrive together.
And how's the weight cut going, getting down to 45 for this fight?
That's a good thing about my nutritionist, Sam Calavita, and strength and conditioning coach. He's actually like my second dad. I grew up with. I've known him since I've been born, but he game plans everything. Him and my wife are constantly in communication, where it's not even weight cut's not even an issue for me. If I go 55s, if I go 35s, if I go 45s, whatever the weight is, it's nothing that's not even a bear to me. It's just another thinkless thing that I don't have to worry about. So, I have full belief. He tells me what to intake. I intake it, and, I go from there. So all I have to do is train. It's awesome.
How do you see this fight playing out on June 29th?
A lot of high volume of technique, just wearing the guy down, trying to cut off every angle, dominate every position, every second of the fight, and just keep the foot on the gas pedal. If some roadblocks come up, we're gonna work our way around it. But pure dominance. I want to go in there 15 minutes of nonstop action, nonstop forward progress, and just dictating the whole fight.
Who's going to be in your corner for this fight?
So this fight, we're still looking right now. Joe Daddy has some issues come up with, some good things in his life happening. So, it's always kind of nerve-wracking when you have to probably eliminate or, your head coach ain't going to be there. So we got TJ and Cub right now for sure. And then, still working on that third cornerman. So.
Fair enough. Is he getting called back to Navy Street?
No, he took a head coaching job at Dan Henderson's gym. So
excellent.
He's with the MMA coaching job. So he's going to be, moving from job to job. So, it's a good thing for him. And, we keep moving forward from here.
Good stuff, man. Where do you feel like a win over Peralta puts you? I mentioned he's a UFC vet. Looks good on the resume. And, the featherweight division right now, it's kind of going through a bit of a transition right now. I know there's the rematch between Pitbull and Weichel at the top, but you got to be pretty close to a title shot, I would think.
It's just solidifying myself in Bellator first, knowing that I'm a force to be reckoned with. I take out Peralta, things are going to go as game planned. We find the next big name. We find the next big name out there that'll take the fight. And, whether it's up a division or down a division or staying at the same division, it's what's the best fight for me, what's going to make the most noise for myself and my team, and just putting myself in contention for the title. I'm not a man that goes out and seeks for the title fight. I let my work do the talking, and then whenever they're ready to pull me in, they could pull me in that night for a title fight, and I'll say let's go. But it's totally their call. My job is to go in there and handle the business, and take out the guy that's in front of me, and then let my work do the talking, let the crowd and the media ask what's going on with me. When is my time to shine?
That's cool. So Bellator is going to let you, if you want, to go to other weight classes if you want, because you were known for that on the regional scene. You'd win a belt at 35, then you'd go up to 55. Like you were all over the place. It was great.
So yeah, when the time comes and Bellator knows how marketable I am, and I'm able to go up and down different weight classes, I'll wait for that call. But definitely interested in doing that, and I know that it'll definitely help out the organization as well.
Last question for you here. Are you watching any TV right now during training camp? Any Netflix, anything like that?
Yeah, I just got done finishing the show Vikings. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah, no, I've heard of it. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah, great show. I was like looking for season 6, and they didn't have it, but
isn't that the worst? You're like ready to continue a show, and you're like, damn it, I can't watch anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, especially when you binge watch it, you're like, oh man, this is awesome. But yeah, that was one of the shows I was really into lately.
Good stuff. Well, I'm really into this fight, man. It's going to be awesome. You and Robbie Peralta. It's Bellator 201 coming up here June 29th live on Paramount Network. Juan, just remind people where they can find you on social media. And if you have any sponsors or shout outs, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, I want to thank you for having me on your show. Really appreciate it. You're awesome, man. It helps the sport definitely. And if they go to J Arch MMA, I have a website as well as selling T-shirts, and then my Instagram and Twitter is the same. I would love to thank Kingston's Coffee, Environmental Services, Legacy Builders, Elite Sports USA, Virus, all these guys that make things happen. Snyder Services, my coaching, my teammates, my family, my wife, my kids, my brother's always pushing me every day, and all my coaches that help me get here. It's not possible without the fans either, because those guys are the ones that make it happen too, going to the fights and supporting us. So love being on the show. So I thank you again.
What's up, fight fans? If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to see even more interviews with your favorite UFC and Bellator fighters. We've also got coverage at events, including post-fight press conferences and media scrums. And if you like this video, check out the video to my right. It's worth your time.